Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Today I am at a very special location here in Western Florida. I am sitting here next to Osvaldo Martinez. Osvaldo Martinez is the president and CEO of Let There Be Sound. If you want to check him out, look him up online, lettherebesound.com. He is been doing this for over 30 years. He also wrote for Enjoy the Music. So very knowledgeable person. And I have the pleasure of having him in my backyard to walk me through what might be the next stepping stone in my system, okay? And I'm pretty excited to share this with you guys. Let me give him an opportunity to talk about him, give us some insights as to who he is. I'm gonna tell you that if I did not have him here in my backyard, I don't think I could be doing what I am trying to do here for you all, which is sitting right behind me. Okay, so be on the lookout and excited for that, because I think this is going to be very, very significant for the growth of my channel. Okay, a turntable, and I know of nobody else better than him to help me with this.
I really appreciate that, Jay. I'm honored to finally get to meet you in person. I've been following your channel for quite a while, and I'm always impressed with the growth you've had and the level of gear, and your passion really comes through, and that to me is what's important and why I wanted to really connect with you, especially when you hinted that maybe something like this could happen in the future. I was excited about it because I'm all about analog. That's my forte, that's what I do. I'm an analog guy at heart. I mean, I'm even doing tape, I do open reel, I do cassettes, I do it all. So analog to me is fantastic. I'm not anti-digital now. I love great digital, but my passion truly is what you see behind here. And I've been setting up turntables since I was probably 12 years old. And in my own personal collection, I never stopped even through the CD digital age in the early 80s when people were talking about CDs is the way. I had friends that used to work at San Advise. They used to call me because they knew I was already gone home with analog. And they used to call me and they challenged me and say, hey Oz, we've got the format that's going to finally kill your beloved turntable format, vinyl. And I go, okay, show it to me. They would just insist and lend me the CD player, and I would buy this and that or lend it to me. I would bring it home, and I would just have to go back a few days later and throw it in their laps. I said, this is unacceptable. It sounds horrible. So I could buy vinyl, and I don't have it all here in my home, but I have probably 10,000 LPs in my collection. I keep them in an off-site warehouse.
That is a lot, man.
Yeah.
How many years of vinyl is that? How many?
Well, see, I've been in this country, this great country, by the way. Happy birthday, America.
Happy, July 4th.
Yeah. I've been here since 1979. I was 13 when I first arrived here, and I've been buying vinyl since 1979.
So you got here when I was born.
Check it out. Awesome.
So
that's me. That's what I do. I've been an audiophile basically since the mid-80s, since I was a teenager, and my system has grown. And at some point in the early, late 80s, I came into the industry. I started working for a local store that no longer exists, and I've always had my finger in the pulse of all things audio, even through a period of time where I switched professions. I went and did video production for some years, about a decade. That's what I did. I have training in that. And then I went back to audio because that's really my passion. Music. It's all about the music to me, honestly. And to me, the gear is an end, it's a means to an end, rather, right? It's all about really the music. But of course, there's no denying. If you can connect to your music at a higher level, then that's what you go for. So that's why I do what I do.
I gotta say, I'm pretty blessed to have someone like him in my backyard. Okay, which I already said, because I could have never done this without him, without his guidance. If you are looking for someone in the South Florida area or anywhere across the United States, he has my highest recommendation. Okay, so if you know it's coming from me, you know I stand behind what I say. If you are looking for someone to help you, not just with turntables, because clearly he is incredible with this skill set that I don't have, but I think he just has a very deep and vast knowledge of audio. I sat here listening to his system a few days ago when I brought the turntable to him, And very different presentation than mine, which I was very vocal about. He likes the musicality. He likes to be submerged in the music. And I'm accused oftentimes of being about the electronics and the components and, you know, the technology within such, you know, incredible pieces of equipment that I have had the pleasure of owning throughout the years. But when he comes over, by the way, he will be coming over to get this thing in my room, connected with all that Boulder gear and magical S7 speakers, and hopefully we can give you guys a great presentation. Anyway, what I was trying to get at is the fact that having him just here to make a call and tell him something is off and he knows exactly what could be the problem are things that I just find priceless. I don't have the time or the bandwidth to be doing this on the forums, figuring things out. The speed, he was just showing me the speeds, 33.3, 45 point something. I'm completely thrown off by that. I have no idea what those speeds really mean on a turntable, but he was explaining them to me in layman's terms, which I appreciate you doing that.
My pleasure.
So in addition to that, if you want to check out his YouTube channel is as what you see right now on your screen. Check him out, pay him a visit, subscribe to his channel. I mean, this man knows what he's doing. And as I said to you guys earlier, he has my highest recommendation. Okay, absolutely incredible person to deal with and to do business with. So what we're gonna do now is we are going to be listening to the turntables, but before we get into that, I want him to walk over all the 3 turntables that we have behind, and he can just talk a little bit about them. He represents VPI, correct?
VPI is my main line, my highest
VPI turntables. So
from New Jersey.
So he's gonna talk about that. We're gonna get to look at them, the models he has here, and also the Kronos turntable, which will come into my room at some point when I have the time. As you know, with little kids, which you are no longer at that stage in your life, it's not easy. But what we'll do is give you guys a little more of an understanding in depth of, you know, what he has going on in here and hear what he has to say. Okay, so be on the lookout. Future is very bright here at Jay's Audio Lab. Once again, Osvaldo, a pleasure to have found this guy here. Highest recommendation here. Look him up. Check out his website. All that information will be on the description below. Okay, and continue to tune in for more content. You do not want to miss this. Only at Jay's Audio Lab. Stay tuned for more.
Welcome again, and welcome to your subscribers to my humble abode. Let's call it Let There Be Sound Labs, if you will. What I have here, I'm a very proud representative of the VPI line of turntables, and this is one of their top models right here. This is called the Avenger Reference, and it's my pride and joy. This table is absolutely stunning, and what we have here is a rim drive motor technology. It's actually 2 motors turning this wheel, which actually contacts the platter. As a matter of fact, let's show it. You can actually move it forward, and then the 2 motors rotate the rim drive, and that rim drive is the only contact against the bottom platter. It's actually a magnetic drive as also part of this turntable, which is actually holding in air, if you will, through magnets, the top platter. So it's a pretty intricate system that helps to isolate the turntable, which is really what we want to have the best possible sound. The tone arm is actually a 3D printed tone arm. It's their reference tone arm. The cartridge that I happen to be mounting on this table today is a Koetsu Black. The reason I chose that cartridge today, even though I can use anything I want, is because that happens to be the very same cartridge that we've installed on Jay's Kronos turntable. The idea being that we can now compare the 2 turntables side by side with the very same cartridge through the same phono stage. And that ought to give us a really clear idea of what each is doing, which one sounds best, which one sounds... There might be traits that we appreciate from both, and it's a fun thing to do, to be able to compare the 2. And this table is quite something. This is my first time working on a Kronos, and this is one of the top models. You can see it's got 2 platters as well. It's got a counter-rotating platter. I have to study up on that technology, but I think that's trying to cancel vibrations coming through the platter, the top platter, so that's fantastic. Very intricate. It literally took me the greater part of yesterday to put this together. Very carefully, very methodically. A lot of things to set up and calibrate, but I believe I've nailed it basically. And Jay will get his ears on it very soon.
Oh, very soon we will do it, guys.
Yeah. Typically what sits, Jay, on this middle shelf is my other flagship VPI. It's a VPI HW40 direct drive.
Okay.
It's an incredible turntable as well, but we needed room for yours, so that came out. And what we have here thirdly is my third shelf with another VPI turntable. This is a more modest price product. This is about $3,000 as you see it here. And I've got a very nice Audio Technica cartridge, sub $500 level cartridge. And this table, actually, Jay heard it the first time he was here, and he had very nice things to say about it. So even something of this price, again, going through great electronics, can provide you with a lot of pleasure. And that's basically the gist of it for the analog. Loudspeakers are from Denmark. That's my brand. I love System Audio, and these are Danish. This is their flagship model, the Legend 60s from System Audio. Little known brand here in the States, but I adore them. I think they're great value for the money. And for the rest of it, I tend to prefer tube electronics. So I have a Heron Audio. I'm a representative of Mod-Right Instruments, great brand as well. Prima Luna has made it into my store, and I think I offer customers great value for their dollar, and that's what I like. I like to offer them great performance, but without necessarily feeling like they have to break the bank, the piggy bank, if you will. And that's my forte. That's my niche market. And we were just talking about the law of diminishing returns, right? So this is, I believe, currently $60,000. This is what's the MSRP? $24,000 before the cartridge. So 24 without the cartridge. Correct. 60 without the cartridge. 3,000. 3,000 without the cartridge. So 3,000, 60, and 24. And what we're trying to figure out is the law of diminishing returns. That's right. My feedback to him, to Oz, was the fact that there is such thing as the law of diminishing returns. And that last 5 and 10% of improvement is the most expensive. The one that takes oftentimes the most amount of work for a lot of these brands, right, to be able to dig out and extract from the presentation. So it will be interesting to hear how each turntable sounds with the same, keeping all variables constant, right? Because that is the one thing we have to remember, guys, right? We try to keep it as constant as possible, but I think it's going to be interesting for you guys watching this, how things change tonally speaking. Of course, yes, I don't have 3 turntables in my home, so it's impossible for me to do the comparison. I am going to have to do it here with Oz and be able to report back to you guys my findings. But I think this is going to be a very exciting time for analog, something that my channel has never really seen much of, right? Since, I'm primarily a digital person. That's right. So having him putting this together has been absolutely a blessing. As I mentioned to you all, will this beat my Select 2 DAC? Will this be better than my MSB? We will see, guys. So that's all I got for today. That's the $1 million question. Thank you again, Oz. Much appreciated. Stay tuned, guys. The channel is going to go wild real soon. Awesome. Take care. Take care. Bye.